The day started beautifully, with the ebb tide carrying us downriver, but then later on the headwinds got up and opposed us, before the tide also turned, and progress became hard work. After struggling upwind for most of the day, we made it to Velejo and nipped into the marina for GTI, gas, trash and ice. The wind was blowing Jonah onto the fuel dock, and getting off was made complicated, but we eventually exited without incident. Feeling really quite tired after a long and active day, I was much relieved to drop the hook after motoring back out of the marina. So I was just getting settled for dinner when I glanced out of the companionway to see the Coast Guard heading in my direction with obvious intent. Well, a bigger clown show rarely I have witnessed. A boatload of seeming half-wits who proceeded to try to remember their lines as they demanded to see my fire extinguisher, air horn, etc., but somehow forgot to ask for my flares. They went on to state that I should be wearing a life jacket when underway, and insisted that I put it on right away. I pointed out to him that, technically speaking, I was anchored and clearly not underway, to which his colleague agreed with me, and then we all agreed that I did not have to wear my life jacket after all. Anyway, he goes on to lecture me about how I could be cited for not wearing a life jacket, and I could be in a lot of trouble if they saw me sailing without it. I felt sure this was incorrect, but just went along with it. Later I checked, and yes, there is a law, but it only applies to children less than 13 years old, which was about the mental age of these fine representatives of the US Coast Guard. Eventually they shoved off, and I went below for a double helping of chef's privilege. I inhaled some space food and fell into an uncontrolled heap until 4:30 the following morning. Day 8 saw us getting underway before sunrise. After having been so utterly wiped out yesterday, I expected to take a short trip to Treasure Island and rest up for the majority of the day. But the ebb tide was so strong that I arrived near Angel Island at only 9 o'clock in the morning. And feeling pretty good, I decided to take a shot at laying the gate and sailing down the coast all the way to Half Moon Bay. A not insubstantial objective for little Jonah and I.